10 signs you're experiencing a spiritual awakening. Number 7 will shock you. Spiritual awakening is a transformative experience that profoundly changes how we see ourselves, others, and the world around us. It's often marked by moments of introspection, clarity, and a deep yearning to connect with something greater than ourselves. While it can be an exciting journey, it can also feel disorienting and overwhelming. 10 signs that you may be undergoing a spiritual awakening, weaving in biblical insights to guide and inspire your path. 1. A heightened sense of awareness is one of the most profound signs of spiritual awakening, transforming how we see and engage with the world. Ordinary moments suddenly appear extraordinary, as colors seem brighter, sounds resonate more deeply, and routine experiences hold surprising beauty. This shift allows us to notice what we previously overlooked, revealing layers of meaning and wonder hidden in plain sight. This new awareness often brings a sense of being fully present in the moment. In a fast-paced world filled with distractions, spiritual awakening calls us to pause and truly see. We begin to experience life as a vibrant, interconnected reality rather than a backdrop to our busy routines. This transformation echoes the message of Ephesians 5 verse 14. Wake up, sleeper, rise from the dead, and Christ will shine on you. The verse invites us to step out of the haze of distraction and into a life illuminated by divine purpose. To wake up is to recognize the sacredness in the everyday and embrace a deeper connection with God and the world around us. As our awareness sharpens, synchronicities often appear, those meaningful coincidences that feel like messages from the universe. Repeated numbers, recurring themes, or chance encounters may seem to guide and affirm us, gently encouraging trust in the journey. This awakening fosters a sense of interconnectedness with people, nature, and the divine. Intuition may deepen, relationships grow richer, and even the smallest details of life become infused with meaning. While this transformation can be challenging, requiring us to shed old habits and perspectives, it ultimately brings clarity in purpose. A heightened sense of awareness is a profound gift, calling us to live with gratitude and curiosity, awake to the beauty of life and illuminated by the light of Christ. 2. An overwhelming desire for truth. A spiritual awakening often ignites an intense and unrelenting desire for truth, an inner calling that compels us to search for deeper understanding about ourselves, life, and the divine. This transformative journey pushes us beyond the boundaries of what we have always known, urging us to challenge long-held beliefs, examine societal norms, and explore spiritual wisdom. It is as though a veil has been lifted, and we are driven to uncover the authentic essence of existence, no matter how unsettling or liberating that truth might be. Jesus' words, "You will know the truth, and the truth will set you free," John 8 verse 32, echo the essence of this experience. To seek truth is to step out of the darkness of illusion into the illuminating light of understanding. This process is not merely intellectual but deeply spiritual, as it touches the core of our being. It reveals that truth is not just about factual knowledge but also about living in alignment with higher principles and the ultimate reality. During a spiritual awakening, the search for truth often begins with questioning. We start to probe the validity of beliefs we have carried for years, asking whether they serve our growth or merely uphold inherited patterns. For some, this involves revisiting religious doctrines, exploring spiritual traditions, or seeking answers in philosophy and science. For others, it means looking within, reflecting on personal motivations, fears, and the stories we tell ourselves about who we are. This pursuit can be profoundly unsettling. Discovering truths that challenge our worldview or dismantle comforting illusions is rarely easy. It can lead to moments of disorientation, doubt, and even grief, as old identities or attachments fall away. For instance, we may confront societal norms that no longer align with our values, question relationships built on convenience rather than authenticity, or wrestle with uncomfortable truths about our behavior. Yet, these challenges are part of the awakening process, a necessary step toward greater clarity and freedom. As illusions dissolve, a sense of liberation begins to take root. The clarity that comes with truth brings an inner freedom, unshackling us from the weight of pretense and misunderstanding. We begin to see the world more clearly, not as we wish it to be, but as it truly is. This shift enables us to live with greater authenticity, aligning our actions and choices with the values and truths that resonate most deeply within us. Moreover, this overwhelming desire for truth often deepens our connection to the divine. In seeking truth, we move closer to understanding the nature of God or the universal source of life. This journey fosters humility, as we recognize the vastness of the unknown, and courage, as we commit to walking the path of discovery regardless of the challenges it presents. Ultimately, the desire for truth is a sacred longing, a recognition that we are meant for more than illusion and superficiality. It leads us toward a life of integrity, purpose, and spiritual fulfillment. While the process may be demanding, the rewards of inner peace, freedom, and connection make the journey worthwhile. Truth, after all, is the foundation upon which we build a life that is real, meaningful, and eternally free. 3. A deep sense of connection to all living things. A profound hallmark of spiritual awakening is the realization of an intrinsic connection to all living things. This awareness transcends intellectual understanding and manifests as an intense, heartfelt unity with creation. It is as if a veil has lifted, allowing us to perceive life not as a collection of isolated entities but as an intricately interconnected web. This awakening often inspires a newfound empathy for others, a deep reverence for nature, and an abiding appreciation for the interconnectedness of all life. Such a sense of connection aligns beautifully with the biblical teaching found in Colossians 1 verses 16 to 17. For in him all things were created, things in heaven and on earth, visible and invisible. He is before all things, and in him all things hold together. Asterisk. This passage emphasizes the unity of all creation under the divine presence. It suggests that the divine essence permeates everything, both seen and unseen, and that life is sustained and unified by this sacred force. When one experiences spiritual awakening, this teaching becomes not just a doctrine but a living truth. One begins to recognize that every aspect of creation reflects the divine. This recognition fosters a profound sense of gratitude for the beauty and complexity of life. From the tiniest blade of grass to the vast expanse of the cosmos, everything appears infused with purpose and sacredness. This understanding often sparks a transformation in how we view the world and interact with others. For many, this awakening leads to a heightened empathy for all beings. The suffering of another becomes personal, and the joy of another becomes shared. Acts of kindness and compassion flow naturally as one begins to see others as extensions of oneself. This empathy may also extend to non-human life, leading to a deeper appreciation for animals, plants, and ecosystems. The awareness that all life forms are interdependent can inspire a commitment to environmental stewardship, sustainability, and ethical living. Nature, in particular, takes on new significance. A walk in the woods or a moment spent watching a sunrise becomes more than a sensory experience, it becomes a sacred communion. Each leaf, stone, and stream feels alive with divine presence, reminding us of the intricate balance and unity of the natural world. This connection often compels individuals to nurture and protect the earth, recognizing it as both home and sanctuary. This interconnectedness also challenges the illusion of separation that often dominates human thought. Many spiritual traditions teach that the sense of being isolated from others and from the divine is the root of suffering. Spiritual awakening dismantles this illusion, replacing it with a profound understanding of unity. In realizing that, in him all things hold together, we come to see ourselves as integral parts of a divine whole. Ultimately, this deep sense of connection fosters a life filled with gratitude, reverence, and purpose. It inspires us to honor the sacredness of all creation, to act with compassion, and to live in harmony with the world around us. Spiritual awakening, then, is not just a personal transformation, it is a call to participate in the greater unity of life. In doing so, we reflect the divine love that sustains and unites all things. 4. A shift in priorities. Life has a way of challenging our deepest assumptions, especially during a spiritual awakening. What once seemed essential, money, status, possessions, often loses its grip as we begin to question the true source of fulfillment. The chase for material wealth, though alluring, can leave us feeling empty, prompting a deeper search for meaning. As this shift unfolds, we find ourselves drawn toward simplicity, authentic relationships, and inner peace. The teachings of Jesus in Matthew 6 verse 33 serve as a guiding principle during this transformation. But seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. This verse is a call to realign our priorities, placing spiritual growth and trust in God above all else. It assures us that by focusing on what truly matters, our needs will naturally be met. Rather than striving for external validation, we are encouraged to cultivate a rich inner life rooted in faith, love, and service. A spiritual awakening reshapes how we view success. It invites us to detach from the societal pressures that equate worth with wealth or achievement. Instead of asking, how much can I gain? We start asking, how much can I give? Acts of kindness, moments of gratitude, and connections with loved ones become more rewarding than any material possession. The joy of helping others and contributing to something greater than ourselves replaces the fleeting satisfaction of acquiring things. This shift doesn't mean that money or possessions are inherently bad. They have their place and can be used to bless others and meet our needs. However, when these pursuits dominate our lives, they often lead to anxiety, dissatisfaction, or a never-ending cycle of wanting more. A spiritual awakening invites us to break free from this cycle, reminding us that our true worth lies not in what we own, but in who we are and how we live. In prioritizing spiritual growth, we become more attuned to the present moment and the beauty of life's simple pleasures. A sunrise, a heartfelt conversation, or a quiet moment of reflection can feel more fulfilling than the latest gadget or promotion. This doesn't mean abandoning ambition but redefining it. Success is no longer about personal gain but about aligning with our higher purpose and living in harmony with God's will. Relationships also take on new meaning. We begin to value quality over quantity, seeking connections that nurture our soul. Superficial interactions and toxic dynamics fall away as we gravitate toward those who encourage us to grow spiritually. In these relationships, we find strength, support, and mutual encouragement in our journeys. Ultimately, a spiritual awakening reminds us that life's true treasures are intangible: love, peace, purpose, and faith. By seeking God's kingdom and righteousness first, as Jesus taught, we discover a life of abundance, not defined by possessions, but by a heart overflowing with joy and contentment. As priorities shift, we learn that the greatest wealth is found not in material pursuits but in a life aligned with eternal truths. 5. Intense emotional ups and downs during spiritual awakening. Spiritual awakening often serves as a powerful catalyst for deep emotional experiences. As it unfolds, the process brings to light unresolved pain, past traumas, and ingrained patterns of thought or behavior that no longer serve our growth. This can lead to a roller coaster of emotions, waves of joy, serenity, and gratitude one moment, followed by periods of sadness, anger, or confusion the next. Though unsettling, these intense emotional fluctuations are an essential part of the spiritual journey. The emotional highs and lows you experience during a spiritual awakening are not random. They are tied to the purification process, a deep inner cleansing that allows you to let go of the emotional baggage you've carried, sometimes unknowingly, for years. When suppressed emotions rise to the surface, they demand to be felt and released, which can be both liberating and overwhelming. The joy you feel might come from moments of clarity or divine connection, while the sadness or frustration may stem from confronting unresolved wounds. These emotional shifts serve an important purpose. They clear space for healing, transformation, and the integration of higher awareness. The Bible offers comforting wisdom about these experiences. In Psalm 34 verse 18, it is written, "The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit." Asterisk. This verse reminds us that, even in the depths of emotional pain, divine support is ever present. It assures us that the moments when we feel broken or crushed are not signs of weakness but opportunities for spiritual renewal. As difficult as these emotional swings may be, they are temporary. Over time, the waves of emotion begin to stabilize, giving way to a sense of inner peace and clarity. Trust the process, even when it feels chaotic. Each emotional release brings you closer to your authentic self, free from the burdens of the past. When joy arises, embrace it fully. When sadness or frustration surfaces, allow yourself to feel it without judgment, knowing that it is part of your healing. Spiritual awakening also teaches us the value of surrender. Fighting against your emotions or attempting to suppress them often leads to greater inner turmoil. Instead, embrace vulnerability and trust that what you are feeling is part of a greater plan for your growth. Meditation, prayer, journaling, or speaking with a trusted spiritual mentor can provide solace during these times. Practices like these help you process emotions, find balance, and deepen your connection to the divine. Remember that you are not alone in this journey. Many others have walked this path and emerged stronger, more compassionate, and more aligned with their higher purpose. The intense emotional ups and downs you are experiencing are signs that you are growing, evolving, and releasing what no longer serves you. Just as the darkest nights give way to the dawn, your emotional turbulence will pass, leaving you more whole and centered than before. Lean into the divine love and support that surrounds you. Trust that the Lord, who is close to the brokenhearted, is guiding you through this process of transformation. With patience, faith, and self-compassion, you will emerge from this journey with a renewed sense of purpose and a deeper connection to your spiritual self. 6. Increased intuition, a spiritual awakening. The journey of spiritual awakening is often marked by profound shifts in perception and awareness. One of the most notable changes is the enhancement of intuition, a heightened ability to sense or understand things without relying solely on logical reasoning. This transformation is not merely a coincidence but a reflection of the deeper alignment with divine wisdom. As we become more spiritually attuned, our intuition begins to flourish. It manifests in various forms, such as vivid dreams that carry profound messages, gut feelings that steer us toward the right decisions, or an inexplicable sense of knowing that often defies logic. These experiences are not random. They are spiritual gifts that grow as we open our hearts and minds to higher truths. The Bible speaks to this spiritual insight in 1 Corinthians 2 verse 14. The person without the Spirit does not accept the things that come from the Spirit of God but considers them foolishness, and cannot understand them because they are discerned only through the Spirit. This verse emphasizes that spiritual discernment transcends the limitations of the physical world. Those who are not spiritually awakened may dismiss these experiences as mere coincidences or imagination. However, for those walking the path of spiritual growth, intuition becomes a reliable compass, guiding them through the complexities of life. Intuition is often described as a sixth sense, but in reality, it is a deeper connection to the divine. It is through the Spirit that we gain access to a wellspring of wisdom and understanding that surpasses human reasoning. This connection allows us to perceive what is unseen and comprehend truths that are not immediately apparent. As we develop this gift, we find that it becomes an invaluable tool in our daily lives. For example, intuition may prompt you to avoid a certain situation, later revealing that it would have brought harm. It might guide you to pursue an opportunity that initially seemed out of reach but ultimately proves to be transformative. These instances are evidence of the divine hand at work, steering us toward paths that align with our highest good. Moreover, increased intuition often brings a sense of peace and clarity. Decisions that once seemed overwhelming are now approached with confidence, as we trust the quiet voice within. This shift is not about bypassing logic, but about harmonizing it with spiritual insight. When intellect and intuition work together, we navigate life with a balanced perspective, grounded in faith and wisdom. To cultivate this gift, it is essential to nurture your spiritual practices. Prayer, meditation, and studying Scripture open the channels for divine communication. Silence and stillness allow you to hear the whispers of your soul, while gratitude and trust strengthen your connection to the Spirit. As your intuition grows, you may also notice a deeper empathy and understanding of others. This sensitivity is another facet of spiritual awakening, enabling you to act with compassion and discernment in your relationships. The more you align with divine wisdom, the more you become a vessel for love and light in the world. In conclusion, increased intuition is a profound sign of spiritual growth and alignment with divine wisdom. It empowers us to make decisions with clarity, navigate challenges with confidence, and live in harmony with our higher purpose. Embrace this gift, for it is a testament to the Spirit's work within you, guiding you toward a life of greater meaning and fulfillment. 7. A sense of disconnection from old patterns. Spiritual awakening often brings profound changes, one of the most challenging being a sense of disconnection from your old self. This transformative journey shifts your inner consciousness, leading you to outgrow relationships, habits, and environments that once felt essential but no longer align with your evolving awareness. While this experience can be unsettling, it signifies personal growth and the opening of new opportunities that resonate more deeply with your true self. The biblical metaphor in Luke 5 verses 37 to 38 powerfully illustrates this transformation. And no one pours new wine into old wineskins. Otherwise, the new wine will burst the skins, the wine will run out, and the wineskins will be ruined. No, new wine must be poured into new wineskins. In this passage, Jesus uses the imagery of new wine and wineskins to highlight the necessity of change. The old wineskins, stretched and rigid from previous use, cannot contain the fermenting energy of the new wine. Similarly, your old patterns, mindsets, and relationships may no longer have the capacity to support your renewed spiritual awareness. To hold the new wine of enlightenment, you must create new containers, new ways of thinking, being, and interacting with the world. However, this process of disconnection can be deeply painful. Letting go of familiar people or situations often stirs feelings of grief, fear, or guilt. Relationships that once provided comfort may now feel limiting or even draining. Habits that used to ground you might seem superficial, and environments that once felt like home could become stifling. This sense of loss is natural, as you are shedding the layers of an old identity to step into a more authentic version of yourself. The challenge lies in trusting the process. Spiritual growth, like the fermentation of wine, requires time and surrender. The disconnection is not a punishment or a failure but rather a necessary clearing to make room for something greater. It is an invitation to redefine your values, explore your purpose, and embrace connections that reflect your higher vibration. While this period of transition can feel isolating, it is also an opportunity for self-discovery. As you release old patterns, you create space to connect with people and experiences that align with your new state of being. These fresh connections are not born out of obligation or habit but from a deeper resonance with your true self. They nurture your growth and encourage you to expand further. It is essential to approach this journey with self-compassion. Give yourself grace as you navigate the discomfort of disconnection. Seek practices that support your transformation, such as meditation, journaling, or spending time in nature. Surround yourself with those who honor your growth and allow you to evolve freely. In the end, the pain of disconnection is outweighed by the joy of rediscovery. You are not losing yourself, you are uncovering a deeper truth. The process of releasing old wineskins may feel daunting, but it is a vital step in embracing the fullness of your spiritual awakening. As you pour the new wine of consciousness into a renewed vessel, you will find a life that aligns more profoundly with your soul's purpose. 8. A yearning for solitude. During a spiritual awakening, a deep yearning for solitude often emerges, drawing you away from the noise and demands of everyday life. This is not a retreat out of loneliness or despair but a deliberate movement toward connection with your inner self and with God. The desire for solitude reflects the need to listen, reflect, and commune with the divine in a way that feels both intimate and transformative. Solitude has always played a crucial role in spiritual journeys. Jesus Christ exemplifies this in Luke 5 verse 16, which tells us, "But Jesus often withdrew to lonely places and prayed." Even amid his ministry's busyness, Jesus intentionally made space to be alone with God, showing us the importance of stepping away from external distractions to nurture the soul. In these moments of quiet, Jesus not only prayed but also gained clarity, strength, and direction for his mission. In today's fast-paced world, the yearning for solitude can feel countercultural. We are surrounded by endless distractions, from constant notifications to the pressure of productivity. Yet, within the depths of our soul, there is a sacred space that can only be accessed in silence and stillness. Solitude provides the opportunity to retreat to this sacred space, where we can truly be ourselves before God. It is here that we can lay down our burdens, seek guidance, and experience the peace that surpasses all understanding. This yearning for solitude often becomes especially pronounced during periods of spiritual awakening. Such awakenings are times of profound transformation when the soul longs to align itself with deeper truths. Solitude during these times allows for reflection and growth. It helps peel back the layers of distraction and illusion, revealing the essence of who we are and who we are called to be. Far from being a state of isolation, solitude is about presence, being fully present to oneself and to God. It is in this presence that we can hear the still, small voice mentioned in 1 Kings 19 verse 12. This voice is not loud or demanding, it whispers gently, requiring quiet and attentiveness to discern its message. In solitude, this voice speaks truths that may otherwise be drowned out by the clamor of daily life. The benefits of embracing this yearning for solitude are manifold. It fosters spiritual clarity, helping us to align our lives with God's will. It brings emotional healing, as we learn to sit with and process our feelings in a safe, reflective space. Solitude also cultivates inner peace, grounding us in a sense of purpose and connection that transcends the temporary concerns of the world. Ultimately, solitude is not an escape but a return, to ourselves, to God, and to the truths that guide our lives. It is a sacred gift, a space where the soul can breathe, listen, and be renewed. By heeding this yearning, we follow the example of Christ, who teaches us that stepping away from the world can empower us to engage with it more fully, rooted in faith, insight, and love. 9. Heightened compassion and empathy are natural outcomes of spiritual awakening, as they deepen our understanding of the interconnectedness of all beings. When we experience spiritual growth, we often begin to see the world through a different lens, one that is more attuned to the suffering of others and more motivated to respond with love and kindness. This shift in perspective stirs in us a deep sense of responsibility to help alleviate the pain of those around us, whether through simple acts of kindness or through larger commitments to social justice. In a spiritual context, heightened compassion is not merely about feeling sympathy for others but about truly embodying love and empathy. It is a call to action, a challenge to extend ourselves beyond our own comfort zones to meet the needs of others. This process of awakening compels us to recognize the humanity in everyone, regardless of their circumstances or background, and to treat them with the dignity and respect they deserve. This transformation is rooted in the realization that all individuals are interconnected, part of one divine family, as the teachings of many spiritual traditions emphasize. Galatians 6 verse 2 offers profound guidance in this regard: carry each other's burdens, and in this way you will fulfill the law of Christ. This verse reminds us that true spiritual fulfillment is found not in self-centered pursuits but in acts of service to others. It calls on us to actively participate in the struggles of those around us, whether by providing emotional support, sharing resources, or standing up for justice. When we carry each other's burdens, we are fulfilling the essence of Christ's teachings: love, compassion, and selflessness. The law of Christ, in this context, is the law of love, which transcends all boundaries and calls us to respond with grace to the suffering of others. Spiritual awakening often leads to a deepening sense of empathy, where we not only recognize the struggles others face but feel compelled to act on their behalf. The more we open our hearts to the pain and challenges of others, the more we come to understand that their suffering is also our own. This awareness can lead to a sense of shared responsibility and the desire to contribute to collective healing. Whether through supporting those in poverty, advocating for social justice, or providing a listening ear to someone in pain, these actions become an expression of the divine love flowing through us. As we engage in acts of compassion, we also come to realize that they are not merely expressions of charity, but essential components of our own spiritual development. By helping others, we grow closer to our true selves, aligned with the divine love that exists within all of us. Each act of kindness serves as a reminder that we are not separate from one another but part of a greater whole, united by a divine connection that transcends worldly differences. In this way, compassion becomes both a reflection of God's love and a pathway to experiencing that love more deeply in our own lives. Ultimately, spiritual awakening calls us to see beyond the superficial and to cultivate a heart that is attuned to the suffering and joy of others. By carrying each other's burdens, we fulfill not just a moral obligation, but our highest spiritual purpose, reflecting the boundless love of the divine in all that we do. 10. A deep inner peace is one of the most profound and transformative aspects of spiritual awakening. It is a peace that, unlike the fleeting calm we may experience in external circumstances, remains unshaken by life's trials, struggles, or uncertainties. This peace is rooted in a deep trust in God's plan, one that allows us to surrender our worries, anxieties, and the need to control outcomes. Philippians 4 verse 7 offers a remarkable glimpse into this peace, and the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. This verse suggests that the peace that comes from God is not just an emotional comfort or a mental state, it is a supernatural peace, beyond our comprehension, which has the power to protect and guard our hearts and minds. It is a peace that doesn't depend on the external world being perfect or predictable but rather stems from the assurance that God is in control and has a purpose for our lives. When we experience spiritual awakening, we begin to perceive the world through a different lens. We are no longer controlled by the constant need to achieve, to compete, or to seek validation. Instead, we start to recognize the deeper purpose of life and embrace the mystery of God's divine plan for each of us. This shift in perspective fosters a sense of calm, even in the midst of chaos. Life's inevitable challenges, such as personal loss, health issues, financial difficulties, or relational struggles, can be faced with a steady heart, knowing that they are part of the larger tapestry that God is weaving for us. This peace is not something we can manufacture on our own. It is a gift from God, granted to those who choose to trust in Him. It transcends all human understanding because, at its core, it is not dependent on human logic or reasoning. The world may encourage us to find peace through control, material wealth, or perfect circumstances, but these things are temporary and unreliable. True peace comes from surrendering to God's will and trusting that, no matter how uncertain or painful the journey may be, God is with us every step of the way. The peace that surpasses understanding has a transformative power. It helps us remain grounded and centered in the face of difficulties. When the storms of life rage around us, this peace acts as an anchor, keeping us steady. It is a peace that protects our hearts from fear, anxiety, and despair. It guards our minds from negative thought patterns that can lead to worry and doubt. In this way, it serves as a spiritual shield, not only offering comfort but also guiding us toward faith, hope, and perseverance. Furthermore, this peace allows us to approach life with calm assurance. We no longer feel the need to panic or react impulsively to every challenge. Instead, we are able to respond thoughtfully, guided by faith and the wisdom of God. It fosters resilience, allowing us to endure hardship with grace and courage, knowing that every challenge is an opportunity for growth and spiritual development. In essence, the deep inner peace that comes with spiritual awakening is one of the greatest gifts we can receive. It is a peace that transcends our understanding, guards our hearts and minds, and enables us to face life's challenges with unwavering faith and trust in God's plan. Spiritual awakening is a profound journey of self-discovery, healing, and connection with the divine. While it may bring challenges, the rewards are immense: greater clarity, purpose, and inner peace. As you navigate this transformative process, remember the wisdom of the Bible and lean on God's guidance. Each of these signs reflects a step toward becoming your most authentic, spiritually attuned self. Embrace the journey, trusting that God is leading you toward a richer, more meaningful life. Which of these signs resonates with you? Have you experienced a spiritual awakening? Let us know in the comments below.